Interesting question here for a YouTube short. How would I do a Resident Evil movie or series, considering there's been a legion of fuck ups with the Resident Evil films before? Very interesting question, and I would say to this that number one, I would try to commission a series, whether it's like episodic format or an anime or something to that caliber, because it's a lot that you could do with a series versus like a full 2 hour length movie where you don't have like a lot of time to fit in lore and aesthetics and everything. Resident Evil is very rich with background characters, and I believe a TV show would fit that format, so I could do whatever I want there, so I could commission whatever I want there and tell a multitude of stories before having a crossroads of coming together with the overall plot, and it would feel a lot better in pacing that I could take my time and do something like that. Number two is going back to basics, survival horror at its finest, trying to recognize what makes Resident Evil scary, creepy, this sort of atmosphere where you don't feel safe, the characters don't feel safe, the creatures are absolutely abhorrent monstrosities, and seeing that lore seep in where these were common people before they got infected. These were people with lives before they got infected. And then I would basically do my research. Like, I've played a lot of the RE games before. I feel like adhering to what is essentially the core of the source material is really important. One thing I never liked is that when Paul W.S. Anderson was working on the Resident Evil films, the only one he played was Resident Evil 4, and that was it. No other games, not realizing the aesthetic of the other games and the stories and the characters. So it's a lot of OCs that he put into the first Resident Evil movie, and while that movie was technically fine, you're gonna want those legacy characters, and you're gonna want them in, and you're gonna want to treat them with a sort of class, and even put them in tense situations to make the fans realize and recognize, hey, this guy really cares for what I'm going for, which is what I hope Zach Krieger does with his rendition of Resident Evil. Let's just hope that Constantine Films doesn't really fuck this guy over, because they've done so countless times, and I believe production studio Constantine Films and Sony have been a problem, and they should let the rights go to other creatives like HBO. Hey, they did Last of Us, it was cool, just saying.